welcome back to the Realist Podcast. Yeah, we are back. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. We are back at a place to be. How you guys doing? Oh yeah, we got a great show for you tonight. Let me get my graphics going for show for you people. Absolutely. Yeah, let me get that going. Let me get my theme going too, for sure. Let me get some. I want to get the different view tonight. Another little bit. Okay, something different a little bit. All right, how y'all doing, man? Yeah, we back. Okay. Tonight's show, Black America equals progress show. We're coming, y'all. World, we are coming. We're coming in a major way. I am so appreciative and so delightful of all of the great creators. It's like we having a coming out party of everybody being so grateful, appreciative, and loving of each other. And we practicing so much unity, appreciation, respect amongst one another. I've never seen nothing like this. I'm grateful for it. That means it's a great, wonderful, beautiful time to be alive. That's how I feel. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Yes, it is. And the reason why is because we're starting to understand the importance of family, unity, appreciation, gratitude. Most importantly, we're starting to understand the importance of preservation, knowing how to preserve legacy, knowing how to preserve and appreciate contribution, knowing how to dig up and uproot just dig up the roots of history. See, the digger you deep, the darker it gets. That's the beauty of history. What I mean by dark, meaning by creation. The more you plunder into the planet, the more you discover, you will see the greatness of it. The greatness of blackness. The greatness of melanin. Dark matter. The greatness of dark matter. See, a lot of people don't like, but let's call it dark matter that exists. The most powerful substance on the planet. Have you ever seen venom? Yeah, dark matter that exists. Yeah, dark matter. Whether you're copper color, melanated, carbon color, melanated. If you're melanated, you have what you call congruency with the planet, congruency with the earth, congruency with the atmosphere, congruency with the universe. Okay, let's get to the first WIP moment, shall we? Yeah, Black America equals progress show. We are the discoverers. We have the supreme amount of inventors within the past century. So let's get to the first. Your story is not my story. Like Kendrick Lamar said, they are not like us. No. See, the problem with most people is they have an issue with accepting this specifically. The inventions of Black people, especially from the Americas. All of this new age. See, that's the one thing that you realize when you see the Black professors and scholars, and they come here from these other lands, and they sit on the Black Caucus. The Black Caucus that has all of the dealings with foreign Black nations. The pick-me-up, the hand over. They say, wait a minute. They get jealous, right? They'd be like, oh, well, wait a minute. If I was born in America, I could have created something too. if I was putting under that kind of pressure, you make up all this shit in your brain, but you sitting in a homeland where you got the same resources that everybody else had. We created shit out of the damn soil. Black America under pressure. We created it out of the soil. The same. You chose to be to cut fruit and things of this nature. Some of us chose to invent, create, and not participate into the whole slave trade narrative or organism. It truly was an organism, organized system. An organism is an organized system. That organized system did one thing: organize beings globally to participate in an apparatus that funneled money to the conquerors. I hope you understand that concept. So your story is not my story, because if your story was my story, I would bet my money that this is Atlantis. I would bet my money that they strategically enslaved. They know the lands that enslaved them in, all of the buildings. So people want to copycat or kind of cosplay a story saying they brought all of Africans from Egypt and brought no. They didn't have to. They knew that we created the Egyptians. They said something. Where's the root? That's where they found the root of us. They said if we take out the root, we take all of it out. See, the thing is, what you don't understand about Black America, if it wasn't for us, there would be no ideological perspective of Black freedom globally at all. If we didn't fight ourselves out of our chains mentally, you think you would have a chance? The only reason why you can even see and have a dream and nurture your thoughts is because of when you look in the mirror, you think of me and my ancestors here, the fighters, the best. And you're going to sit up here and act like you had to come save us. You give melanin a bad name when you think you can't find a melanated seafarer or a melanated builder or a melanated person that's true to their word, that have the immense amount of integrity, durability, truth, justice, reciprocity, order, and the ability and know-how to go forward with the situation. You mean to tell me that, damn, you don't respect that? So if you don't know your history, how can you respect your history? Who taught you your history? Well, from last time I checked, we knew how great we were and was and still in the present, and even back then, which the past was, that was the present then, we still knew how great we were. We still knew about our actions and what we were able to do. But how come there was such this staunch disconnect with power? Skill sets should equate to power. But how the fuck does administrative work attribute power without the working force? And how do you make that equation unless you have a power force, meaning the police and the alphabet boys and all of these different creations to protect what? Power. Not skill. See, the American people, we are extremely skilled, hardworking. When people come to this country, they say, God damn, it's hard to make some money in America. God damn, boy, it's hard. God damn. It's hard to make some money in America. Damn. Hard to make some money over there, boy. God damn. How you, man, shit. They're going to go somewhere else where they can be a little bit more mediocre. And they can practice their little skill set that they thought they had, like, for real. Their little skill set. I'm just checking my set. Practice their little skill set. They think they had to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm I'm gonna practice this and get good at this and just go over here and just live my life. Ain't nothing wrong with being settled at the stomach, homie. Nothing wrong with that at all. But let's get to the next one moment. But your story is not my story. Let's get to the next one moment though. Hate and confusion destroys. So when people come here, they equate intelligence with hate and confusion. How well can I confuse someone's life to manipulate my way into what I need and what I want, which actually attributes to some form of wealth, but you're stealing from somebody. So with those, the actual index off, or maybe there's room for it. Who knows? Next book moment. There is no hour in we. See, when people come over here, they're concerned with how can I get my next member, family member, or who I know, who I love, how can I get them to experience what I'm experiencing? So there's no hour in we. People are concerned about me. So when they talk about hours, they want a place for their own. They're not concerned with anybody else. And they want more of their own in their place or in their circumference so they can feel more comfortable. Yeah. That's ideological. So let's get to the next one moment. Black Americans have always been hospitable to all people, and that's a fact. You know, the thing is, we just didn't like being slapped in our face or blatantly cosplayed or blatantly overlooked, as if you didn't pivot or if you didn't, step on my shoulder and left your goddamn dirty ass footprint. You know what I'm saying? Like you really did do that, and you purposefully grinned like you thought you was looking down when I'm looking you in your face. You have never been in a position in this country where you can look down on Black Americans. That's just a goddamn dirty ass lie. Just because you can look me in the face does not mean you're looking down on me, buddy. That's just, it's despicable, and it's kind of fucked up to even think, because I wouldn't do you like that in your homeland. So we can look each other face to face and deal with respect. But when it comes to looking down upon, let's not do that dance. You're here because someone made a way for you. Those are just facts. That's not a flex. I hope you understand. Anyway, Black Americans have always been hospitable to all peoples because, I mean, shit, we thought when you came over here, we was gonna be like, yo, what's it like where you from? I'm gonna show you what it's like here, but I ain't trying to take advantage of you, my partner, man. We gonna be solid. But as soon as you see them white folks, as soon as you see them other people, you feel in a position to place yourself specifically above me. You wanna oh well, I'm better qualified. Yeah, I'm grown this way. All right, come on, man. Stop the clown. Get out of the clown suit. You're cool. Anyway, next what moment? We have our coons, but they're ours. We know who they are. We know, and we know these people because some of the time, some people, at one point in time, we really thought people didn't know no better, and they was brought up a specific kind of way, and it was kind of groomed, and maybe their parents were passive, or maybe worked around and dealt with a whole lot of whites, and we kind of gave them a pass. But then we thought we'll bring around us. Like they had disdain it. It was like, I am not like you people. I am not. Oh my gosh, you people are grotesque. Ain't nobody doing nothing but dancing, being a little loud, having a little fun, drinking a little brew. It turns out you do the same thing with your white homeboys. Worse. It's like, damn, man. It's like these people be in the complete, most otherworldly type of mindset that it's really kind of not fathomable, man. It's like it's unrelatable. It's extremely unrelatable when you disorient yourself from people that look like you just so that you can fit in with people that you're a tool for. That's kind of really what that is, and it's sad, but You only set yourself up for that type of failure. It's true. Anyway, next book moment. You have a country you won't return to. That makes you an automatic opportunist. You know you from somewhere else. You know damn well you are not from the Americas, but you refuse to return to your country because I built something here. Why can't you build it at home? Well, I'm talking to people that migrated recently, not born foreigners or born immigrants. You know, I'm not an immigrant hater. I just want you guys to know that I'm gonna say that first and foremost. I don't like disrespectful people. Period. And sometimes people that are disrespectful, man, it just you did it on purpose and you meant it because it was a slight. Just like with the Haitian girl with her dirty black American comment. That was despicable. She knew damn well what she was doing when she did that too. She knew what she was doing, but she had to do it because she felt compelled to. She felt like this is my time to just get back at all of them. 'Cause that was deep. I mean, the shit the shit she did was pretty deep. That was some deep shit. Just like with a lot of people, it's all kind of psychologically deep and disturbing, very disturbing. But let's get to the next book moment. Crazy ass people. I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. I'm being real with you because I want you to understand that these things and these people really do exist. And when I tell you, um, I appreciate these platforms because you get to speak truthfully, but you can also see people that don't look like you that say things that you can't even say. But you're like, damn, if I said that, they would have like banned me for like a month. But they said it, it's like, oh, that's viral. Like, what the? Why do I get restricted so much? I mean, why am I in a bubble? Like, why do I get fucking so much? Jeez, it's like. Anyway, I'm gonna keep putting out my shows. We're gonna keep doing it how we do it. Maybe just I don't know. I don't know that stuff. It's me thinking. But I've heard that through other creators. You know, some people are held to higher standards than I would say. Okay, let's get to the next book moment. Yeah. Oh no, I want to understand why people want to talk so much shit about Black Americans not being able to be deported, not having a desire to leave our country, and also being in a position where we can develop, grow, achieve, and just live our lives and be our best selves, and stay in our homes and cocoons until we feel like coming out. Just like leave us alone. You never bothered the Japanese when they was in their homeland and when they got bombed by or taken advantage of, or actually bombed by Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What did Japan do? They stayed in the house. They stayed home. They said, I'm tired. I need to regroup. So that's what Black Americans are doing. We're tired. We're regrouping. We can't participate right now. We're minding our business, but we're also expressing ourselves because we're allowing people to understand, how to connect with us, and it's not through treating us as if we are ignorant, as if we don't know history, as if we don't know what was done to us, as if we don't know who we are. Those equations are played out, and we're gonna have to keep explaining these things until you get it, until you feel like it's played out that you understand. So these are things that have to take place until we can move forward. This is the Will This Podcast. We keep always making content and moving forward within our content, with our shows, and how we move and how we operate, simply because that's this apparatus. It's called being the best version of yourself, but you also have to move through the elements of you. What makes you you? Who makes you you? What makes you the best part of you? The only way you can get the best of you is you got to get through the ugliness of yourself. What made you think less of yourself? What made you feel less of yourself? And what made you come out of that. But we're going to talk about those things on the process. See, this is the made show. It's for people that are made into the and continuously on the path of making greatness out of themselves, because we're going to go through it when we get to the process. Those are the nuts and bolts, the nooks and crannies, the conversations, the operations of how all these things come about. But on the Withers podcast, we talk about the overview. We talk about where we go with mentally, so we can discuss and broaden our mindsets over and over again, time and time again. That's what we do. All right. Here we go. Next WIP moment. All roads lead to the truth. Roads are tangible. They actually exist and they have destinations. So those are truths when you're following your spiritual, psychological roadmaps. You understand? Your spiritual and psychological roadmaps go together because they have destinations. They also have alternate routes. Maybe you didn't reach that point in time, so maybe you have to take an alternate route to make you realize other things in the way that you need to pick up before you reach your destination. That's why it's extremely important to listen to your intuition in your first mind. Don't worry about the alternate routes that you have to take in life, because they're necessary in order for you to get to a place where you can advance. Have you ever played a video game? Didn't you have to get a certain skill set to get to the next level? Get to the next plane? Get to the next operational space? You had to do that, right? Yeah, sure you did. That's life too. It's the same way. Let's get to the next WIP moment. Lies cause mass destruction. Lies cause mass destruction because they're lies. They manipulate the feelings of a person that wanted a certain outcome that didn't get the specific outcome that was supposed to be given to them because it was manipulated. So that altered a feeling that led into an action. So if it led into a different action, that person wouldn't have led into that action if they have known the truth about what you actually have in front of them, or resolved, or presented. See, lies alter reality. So you understand, when you alter reality so much, there will become a spontaneous combustion. Karma, baby. Certain shit exists and you don't want it to. You think everything's sweet till your shit become unfucked. You have to maintain and keep control of your situations and your whatever you got going on, because if you don't, that shit leaves stains and it's gonna show up. So whatever you ever do in the dark or whatever you messing with, it's gonna come to light. That's just how it goes, man. So lies cause mass destruction because you are the ones that's telling. And when you tell so many of them motherfuckers, you don't even know who's telling the truth no more. You don't even know if your truth is a lie. Like, what the fuck I done said? I don't even know no more. That's your ass. Crazy as hell. I don't even know what the fuck you doing no more. But anyway, let's get to the next moment. Damn. All right. Black people see when other people see. Black people see when other people see. Yeah, we see a lot of shit, man. Let me explain to you what that really means. And I probably worded that shit wrong with this WIP moment, but we kind of see when you don't like us, and when you kind of see when you do. It's like an unseen. You kind of see it with your mannerisms. What you call nonverbal communication. It's a very telltale, right? Like nonverbals, they're special. Like you can tell when a person becomes uncomfortable. They're like, or when they're like, hi. You know what I'm saying? It's a real weird thing. They do some shit abnormal, because if you seen a person when they behave with a person that actually they're comfortable with, they're like, hey, how you doing? Or they have a very lower energy, but it's like this shit. Hi, how are you? Oh man, humor is good. God damn. I mean, this is what people do. That's kind of how they are. Oh man. This is a doozy, but it's a good one because it allows people to see really who people are. You know how you meet a person, have a conversation. That's cool. All right, that's a nice person. All right, cool. Okay. But you also know it's like you get to know them, and you can immediately tell when a person is an opportunist because they start asking you or communicating with you off center, asking you questions that are a little bit more personal, or communicating with you as if they're trying to get to know you intricately. Stay away from them kind of people because they are some fucking weirdos. And I'm trying to tell you because they'll take your kindness for a weakness, but they're aggressive and they're not aggressive at the same time, and they do it first meeting. That is a very off-kilter way of communicating and even exchanging with a person. Watch those kind of people. They have a weird fucking way of behaving. I'm just being honest. You got weird people. They're socially awkward, and I perceive them people as having different. Uh, they have different what's called recreational uh, after hours participations. You gotta watch them. I think I've met a person too. I watched them. All right. This wasn't supposed to be a long show tonight, but the last whip moment I got to tell you about Black American Equals Progress show. If you understand the twist of the show is showing you how everything that we do, we have to avoid pitfalls. We have to avoid sabotage, being bamboozled, being hoodwinked, being scammed, being shufflebucked, being attacked, being propagandized. Uh, I know this wasn't the show you thought it was going to be, but in order for you to be a Black American and be progressive anyway, you really, really have to be magical, substantial. You really have to navigate through a wilderness that is familiar and unfamiliar at the same damn time. You have to be truthful, honest with yourself. You damn near have to be perfect. That's what it is to be a Black American. And that's how it equals progress. The only way we are even accepted is that we are just extremely exceptional. That's the only way. The only way we can be the best on our jobs and doing, what we're good at is we have to be game changers, super sufficient. Um, we have to be that guy or that woman or that person. We have to be so exceptional that we stand out in order to maintain a spot, to get an attaboy or a salute. That's not just in corporate America. That's with businesses. That's with cross-pollinating and operating, building relationships, being accountable. In order to be who we are, we have to be far more fundamentally sound and excellent. And we also have to be extremely disciplined. It's a lot. but we have the intestinal fortitude. I love you, my people. I appreciate you. I appreciate my allies. I appreciate the people that get down with us. I appreciate the people that watch my show. Hey, to all my Caucasian brethren, all my Latino brethren and sisters out there, man, I love you guys. Don't ever think what I say. You guys know I be telling the truth. That's why you fuck me and watch me too. I appreciate y'all, man. But then those that don't, I don't give a shit. The truth is the truth, but I don't need you either. I'm gonna keep telling the truth, but I understand that there are people that are out there like you that I appreciate you supporting and looking out for the will of this podcast. That's cool. I'm grateful for that. The goal is to have a global audience, and the goal is to also have people that appreciate, love, and respect the platform that's going to keep giving you the truth. And I don't give a damn how you do it. The truth got to be told. But we don't have to be nasty, ugly. We have to be factual and efficient. Being factual and efficient and truthful, and with integrity, uh, even with some humility. All of these things matter when it comes to how we want to operate and how we want to, express ourselves to the world as a people, and even as an individual. You are an ambassador of your people. As an individual, you're an ambassador of your people, the people that you identify with. You know what I'm saying? So you already know I identify with my American Indians, my FPAs, Black Americans, people that represent the Americas from an Aboriginal place. The indigenous people of the Americas are absolutely copper colored Aboriginal blacks, or just Americans, just copper colored Americans. You know, I'm not ashamed of the term black. I love the term black because it's I love it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being black. Everybody want to run so far away from that word like it's this. So it's like it's the plague or something. Black don't mean. I just think it's equivalent to being melanated with melanin in your skin. Melanin in your skin. That's an equivocation to being black. But Aboriginal American, we own that. An American Indian, that's what we are. Foundation of Black Americans, salute. Ethnogenesis, we all are one, salute. So that's what it is. No shade thrown here. But y'all know what I stand for, y'all know where I'm at. So therefore, there it is. Black American Equals Progress Show. That's who we are. We are the most progressive people globally because if we weren't, why is the attention always on us? We are the North Star. What we say go, Kim. And now y'all can just, yes. What we say go. That's just what it is. We the North Star. We the golden children. We're the people of God. I think y'all know that. I think you understand that. However or whatever phrase and time period you want to put it in, I like the root. So, when I tell people, well, Africa wouldn't have pyramids if it wasn't for the Americas. Let me show you. Oh, right here. Yeah. Okay. Didn't that say Egypt before the pyramids? Yeah, because there are more pyramids in the Americas. Yep, the pyramids was Egypt. Oh man, let me tell you. Copper, cattle, and storage, sellers, merchants, and mighty. For more than 1,000 years between the 4000s and 3000 BC, the people of the Omari district passed their lives in a small town of Dawn, tended the fields and wheat and barley and bread and sheep and goats and cattle and pigs. In short, lived a life but little changed from that of the Neolithic predecessors and Meridian, Meridian and the Fayum. Therefore, the centuries of change that did occur in the gradual, almost im, imper, the imperceptible of the new idea of wealth and power in the afterlife flowing filthy into their society to the south. Uh, Jersey people of Upper Egypt built fancier tombs, manufactured, accumulated more wealth, and eventually launched a successful invasion of the north. But such seem to have mattered little of the people of El Amari, although from the Upper Egyptian neighbor, the people of Amari resist change and managed to remain outside of the cultural mainstream of the new pharaonic order for as much of the century of 2 after the unification of Egypt around 3100 BC because Amari was apparently so conservative it was difficult, if not impossible, to generalize from what was happening there to all over Lower Egypt, the land of surprising geographical and cultural contrast in the last 5 centuries before the emergence of Egyptian civilization. So when they talk about Egypt before the pyramids, or Kemet before the pyramids, that means Upper was lower in the Sudan, Nubia before they started moving and conquering the north. Check that book out, Egypt before the pyramids. So you would know that Mother Moo, hold on now. Uh-oh. No, yeah, America's Old World. Book 1, I got another book over here too. But America is indeed the Old World. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Volume 2, The Promised Land, but also I like the other book too, describing Mother Moo. Well, I'll put that one. I always have that one with me. Ah, where I got my book. Anyway, I have another book that pretty much goes into that same parable, with the ancient Egyptian maze. You would think this is an Egyptian, this is an American book. You see what I'm saying? Gunnar Thompson. All right, so you will understand the connection between Egypt and the Americas because of ancient Egyptian maze. Dogma in the Koran debacle of fundamentalist crusade. In the late 1600th century, theologians in the Roman Catholic Church finally settled upon an idea that the American continent were idea as a new world. They resisted geographical realities for as long as they could by creating fanciful maps that showed Florida as a peninsula of China. But reluctant, the church theologians concealed that the new maps by Protestant cartographers such as Mercator, Ortelius, and Dee were more accurate than the bewildering concoction that had emerged from their own map parlors. The only virtue is the loyalist map from Spanish and the Italian chart rooms was that they kept alive the notion that the Pope had been right, that Columbus had reached the coast of China. It was in vain by enduring efforts imposed dogmatic beliefs upon physical geography. If the end times had actually arrived in the schedule in 1500 AD, it would not have mattered so much as fundamentalist theologians and geographers had denied the existence of the Pacific Ocean. However, both the Pope and the Church organized were open to ridicule for the wealthy merchants who depended upon even more exacting maps to conduct their business in overseas markets. Under assault from the scientists, merchants, and reformed mining Protestants and Roman Church were forced to undertake a transformation of its beliefs. It has simultaneously launched political and educational efforts to regain some of its powers and prestige that were taken away during the Renaissance in science and learning. This situation with respect to the history of maize was equally fluid in the subject of the schemes of political and theologians, modern scholars, and now only beginning to unravel the complexities of secret societies that have deliberately altered the public record of past events. Now, isn't that damn something? Oh, flipping history with a maize flapjack. Check this shit out, man. Following the decline of the Roman Empire, the customary routes of the food distribution from overseas provinces was severely disrupted. Plenty had mentioned a new kind of wheat that had entered Italy from the Indies, and the subsequent harvest and the grain endured with such names as uh, Granturchico, Indian wheat, or Roman corn. During the 11th, 12th, and 13th centuries, rising and animosity between the Christian and Muslim culminating the Crusades simultaneously traded between the Turks and Europeans, dismissing at the same time the better adopted various maize were grown in a fauner and four-form animals, as was the cause of Italian polenta. The grain continues as a base for baking cornmeal cakes. The rising in the Ottoman Turkish Empire in the 14th century and the fall of Constantinople and the Turks in the 1453 shut off the grain shipments in the Muslim territories into southern Europe. However, by this point in time, Europeans were largely self-sufficient with their respect to their essential grain supply. The Battle of Lepanto in 1517 pitted the Venetians against the Turks, and the Turks lost, leaving the Venetians in command of Mediterranean rule with the Orient. So there you have it. We will get into more of this. I love this book, but we're going to go into far more detail of Egyptian maize. It explains a lot about trade and what we experience today with tariffs and all these different type of the bullshit that's going on internationally. This shows you how these apparatuses and how these damn trade wars started and where they came from. And when I told you the First World War was in 1492, I've just read you some of the upleading aspects of it because of what the land of plenty the Americas had to offer the world and why it was such a juggernaut to take and to keep the people that were aboriginal to the land asleep. Now we're awake. What you gonna do now, pimpin'? Because all of the truth and the stories are out. We just have to put them out. That's why it's the purpose of books and people to read and get the information out because we know, we share, we love, and we share with one another. That's the show tonight. I appreciate you people for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning into the Willis Podcast. Go to willispodcast.com. I'm going to work on the website. I'm going to work on some more merch to see if people going to purchase some shit. I may delete everything and goddamn start over. I don't know. Let's see if people want to do something with it. Anyway, love you guys. You know this is the favorite part of the show. Thank you so much. And remember, share, love, subscribe, like, and let's, keep watching these long versions of my shows. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Peace. And again, favorite part of the show, you know what it is. The wheel is yours. Be cool. Keep that mind frame of progress. That's the process. I'll let you go.